What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome to the first match day preview of the season. And today we're going to take a look at the two major fixtures of the first match day for the Champions League season, starting right away tomorrow, and those are Barcelona versus Juventus and also AS Roma against Atletico Madrid. Please also remember to drop us a like and also to leave us a subscribe if you have enjoyed the video. And now, without further ado, let's get right to it. So firstly, we're gonna take a look at AS Roma versus Atletico Madrid. I think this is gonna be a more of an interesting match than many other people would like to see. I decided to comment on this match because, you know, the likes of United versus FC Basel won't be as exciting as this match. I think we have two opposing sides, one which have changed a lot of different positions, a lot of different players in their squad, a new manager, even a new sport director in Monchi, and one club which has remained the same throughout the summer because, you know, they had the transfer ban, and that is Atletico Madrid. So in that sense, we have one squad which is getting to know each other, and we have one squad which know each player knows each other like so well. So in that sense, I think Atletico Madrid will be a challenge for AS Roma, even more if we mention that AS Roma hasn't played a single match since the international break. They have only been able to play 2 matches of Serie A and 1 friendly against Chapecoense. The last match against Chapecoense was a win 3-1, but it was a friendly match, so there's not too much you can, go ahead and take away from it. Mostly the crucial players like Strootman, Nainggolan, player like Checo would have played that match against Chapecoense. I'm not really that sure about it, but I wouldn't think and put my money on that. So in that sense, I think that they already have like almost 3 weeks or 2 weeks which they haven't played together, and since they're a new team, it's gonna take in an even bigger step to try and glue together all the players to get to know each other. And with that being said, I think that Atletico Madrid is just a team which, they rely on each other. It's a team which knows how to attack, counter-attack, a team which knows how to remain sound at the back, and that's something that does completely overwhelm AS Roma by all different means. Di Francesco, the new manager for AS Roma, should try and look at, overwhelming that Atletico Madrid midfield, because I definitely think AS Roma will be able to compete against Gavi, Saul, and probably Koke. They have players like Lorenzo Pellegrini, like Strootman, Nainggolan. They also have Gonalons. They have so many good players incorporating into that midfield, which can most definitely, dominate the middle of the park. And if they do that, they could, create different chances for their players like Checo, fast balls through on players like El Shaarawy and also De Frel. And you have so many different options up top. So in that sense, I think AS Roma have an advantage if they want to take the middle of the park. But when talking about attack and defense, Atletico Madrid takes my vote because they have players like Godin, they have also Felipe Luis, Juan Fran, you can even mention the likes of Jose Maria Jimenez, and in attack you have definitely Griezmann, Yannick Ferrer Carrasco, Nicolas Gaitan. You have so many players you can mention up top, and in that sense I think Atletico Madrid, just have a little bit more of flair to their game, even though they like to remain, sit back, tight, and defend. So they can do both of them at the same time. I think that now with one more season on their hand, with the same players remaining in the squad, and especially that huge boost that Griezmann was given to remain at the club, I think Atletico Madrid will be able to beat this AS Roma side, which is relatively new to all the new tactics and, different players incorporated into the squad. But let's just not kid ourselves, because Atletico Madrid has also been enjoying not a relatively good form. They've drawn against Valencia and they've drawn against Girona in the last match, and also their first match in La Liga. And both of the matches, Atletico Madrid seem to be a little bit overwhelmed per se by the other squad. Valencia is a team which has improved a lot. I don't want to get too much into that, but Atletico Madrid definitely seem to be a little bit, oversaturated per se, and perhaps the Osimhen should try something else for this match, because in that sense I think AS Roma are a better side than Valencia, so they could harm a little bit more Atletico Madrid. But being the first Champions League match, I just gotta go with Atletico Madrid, which is a bigger side than AS Roma, but I wouldn't be counting out on the the Olympians basically of the Colosseum of Rome, because they have a lot of pedigree, especially when we talk about being in their hometown. So if there's someone which can take Atletico Madrid down, it will be the Gladiators of Rome. So With that being said, I think it will be a very difficult match to predict, but I think AS Roma and Atletico Madrid could draw in a 2-2 match. And even though Atletico Madrid could be playing better all throughout the 90 minutes, AS Roma should be able to nick a goal here and there due to the huge atmosphere that will overwhelm Atletico Madrid if possible. And now to the second match of the day, we have FC Barcelona, my team, my dearest team to my heart, versus Juventus, the team which knocked us out last season in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So FC Barcelona have been enjoying a very good start to the season after that defeat, the terrible defeat of Real Madrid in the Supercopa de España, and they have actually gotten 3 points out of all matches, so basically getting 9 points out of 3 games, which is very good for La Liga, and that put them above 4 points of Real Madrid, who currently sit in the 7th position. So Barcelona is in the first, in the head of La Liga, and then Real Madrid in the 7th position, but it's just too early to tell. But I think this will be a huge boost for players like Andres Iniesta, like Messi, which were losing a little bit of confidence into the team and the squad and the club. So I think that will be a huge boost for them coming into this huge match against Juventus. With that being said, I think Ernesto Valverde, a very smart manager, I gotta say, should retain the same squad that played against Espanyol, and that is Ter Stegen in goal, Gerard Piqué and Umtiti as the 2 center backs, Jordi Alba, Nelson Semedo in the right, Busquets, Rakitic, Iniesta, and then Gerard Deulofeu, Suarez and Messi. Probably the biggest concern here for some fans of Barcelona could be that Ousmane Dembele is not starting. However, I think they should be easing him a little bit into the overall squad. I think Dembele will be a make or break player if he played in this game of Juventus. Barcelona fans have been, developing into this kind of viciadores, is what we call it in Spanish, players who basically just hate on the players on the pitch, similar to Real Madrid with players like Benzema and even Ronaldo. So it would be a very hostile atmosphere if Dembele really didn't manage to perform in the match against Juventus. So in that sense, I think Deulofeu, a player which has been in Barcelona since 11 years old, should come in and already knows the tactics of the whole club. And in that sense, I think he will be, a little bit more comfortable when playing in this side. Because against Espanyol, Dembele was a little bit lost, not necessarily with the ball, but rather without it. So he didn't know where to defend, he didn't know where to position himself, he didn't know to align with Suarez or Messi. This is something that he will develop. Let's remember, he's only 20 years old. He's 2 years older than I am, and I am 17 years old. So that says a lot for Ousmane Dembele, playing already at the level of Barcelona. So let's just ease on the guy, he's a really young player and can come to his senses, but right now Barcelona needs a little bit of determination in the Champions League. If we can get this momentum growing, it'll be really good. If we win our first match against Juventus and then beat Sporting and then Olympiacos, we could be set for a very good campaign this season, because we can just cruise on the last few matches on the Champions League and win even more points over Real Madrid in La Liga. So in that sense, I think Barcelona should go all ahead with this match tomorrow. So yeah, and there's nothing too much more to say from Barcelona. I just hope they deliver a really good match, and I hope they can beat Juventus. But in the side of Juventus, we talk about another club which has been enjoying also a very good campaign like Barcelona did. Juventus has also won almost all the matches from Serie A, so in that sense it will be very good. However, they're going away to the Camp Nou, a Camp Nou which, like I said, is becoming a hostile atmosphere per se in some senses. Before it was this huge theater of dreams. I don't want to, steal the slogan from Old Trafford, but sort of like that. But in that sense, Juventus will be coming into a hostile atmosphere, maybe coming away to Barcelona. And I gotta say that Juventus have a lot of problems in injury and depth in their squad currently. They have players like Chiellini injured. They have players like, I think, Lichtsteiner. They have a lot of backups like Rodrigo Betancourt, Asamoah, I also think he's injured. They have a lot of players injured right now in their squad. Marquisio is also injured. So they're really gonna struggle when in the latter stages of the match. However, overall, we cannot doubt Juventus. The last time they were in Camp Nou, they got a 0-0 draw. So per se, they could try to go ahead with something similar and just win against Turin and get the qualification to the next stage right there. However, I think that they will struggle a little bit, like I said, in the latter stages of the match, because Valverde Thus, as I say, he will put Dembele into the latter stage of the match, and he will be just fast and dynamic, a player which will be able to break down the defense very easily, a defense which will be very tired and vulnerable in the last 20 minutes of the match. So I gotta say that Barcelona may win this match in the final minutes. However, I think that there may be also the possibility for a more attacking Juventus. They have brought players like Federico Bernardeschi, players like Cuadrado. They also have players like Dybala, like Mandzukic, like Higuain, players like, which was the other attacking player they brought? There was someone else. They brought an attacking player, someone else. I'm not too sure, but they got someone else. I know for sure they got someone else. So I gotta say that Juventus is also a very attacking team if they want to be. They got Douglas Costa. Yeah, they got Douglas Costa. So if they want to be attacking, they can go attack. So I think that that's the Juventus we're going to see. I think they're going to try to come to Camp Nou and get a win. They're not going to go definitely for defend. So I think we may see a lot of goals in this one. And I'm going to predict that Barcelona wins 3-2 against Juventus. And I hope for a very good match. Leave your thoughts also on the comment box down below. I want to hear on your predictions for AS Roma against Atletico Madrid and also for Barcelona and Juventus. As you may see, I have put all the predictions on the screen as you've been watching this video, and that is because I don't have time to talk about each match, but I still want you to know my predictions on what I think will happen in the other matches. So also leave your thoughts on that one too. But that's been this video for today, guys. So if you have enjoyed, please remember to drop us a like and also to leave us a subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.